Talk, the podcast, with your host, Kevin, a.k.a. Shifnut. Are you ready? Let's go. Alrighty, welcome to Tiki Talk, the podcast. My name is Kevin. I am your host. Today we're going to be talking about, the so fun drinking game. Yeah, drinking games. We've all played drinking games all of our lives, and they're fun to play, and it's a favorite pastime of most people. But did you know drinking games have been around for centuries? Yes, there's a history of the drinking game, and we're going to get into that history just a little bit. So drinking games have been around since, I'm sure, before this time, but the oldest recorded drinking game is from ancient Greece. Yes, it is. Katabos is the earliest recorded drinking game. So the ancient Greeks had been playing this game from the 4th and 5th centuries BC. Yeah, BC. So they've been playing this for a long time. You can't believe how long they've been playing this game. And what Katabos was is they would take whatever's left in their cup and they would aim it at targets across the room with their wine or whatever they were drinking, whatever alcohol was in their cup. And then special prizes were awarded to the winner, and there was penalties for the people that lost. So this game has been around forever and ever, and I'm sure people still play it today across the world. And then it goes into ancient China. Ancient China. They were playing games of dice. They were playing riddle games, all that involved alcohol. The Tang Dynasty from 618 to 907, and those are years now. Those are years. They would use a silver canister with names and with numbers and measures of drinks, and they would have to drink that many drinks, and whoever could outlast the other one was the winner. Yeah, it's crazy. It's been around for so long, the drinking game. I bet you didn't know that. Comment below if you've known any of those drinking games were that old. It's crazy how old the drinking games were, and we all love to play drinking games here and there, and it's good and it's fun. So in the Middle Ages, now, they played drinking games. They were called fueling games in the Middle Ages. So we've come a few centuries ahead to the Middle Ages. Common fueling games included the goblet toss, the goblet toss, quarterstaff, and cockfighting. Yeah, those were the ancient Middle Age. In the Middle Ages, those were the games that they were playing back then. So drinking games have just been around forever and ever and ever. In the 1500s, they would play Skittles. Yes, Skittles. And it involved throwing a wooden ball down and out at 9 pins in a diamond shape. Does that sound familiar? Yeah. It could be that bowling started off as a drinking game. And we go bowling all the time, and what do we do when we bowl? We get cocktails. So Skittles in the 1500s, that sounds like it started with a bowling game. I guess that's how bowling got started, was from a drinking game. It's just crazy to me that drinking games have been around for this long, and there's no wonder why, because everyone has their version of a drinking game. I'm sure, like back in the Middle Ages, they would play like rhyme games and word games and stuff like that, and they would all drink wine to it. Okay. Moving on, in the 1700s, the game of liar's dice became popular in Europe and in America. Now, liar's dice, and I'm sure you've seen it on movies like Pirates of the Caribbean and stuff like that, where they would get dice and put it down. You all know that popular scene with Davy Jones and stuff. They were playing that liar's dice. So they would get the dice, shake them in a cup, flip it over, and say what they had. And the winner would have to drink, and the loser would have to do something else, you know. So whoever had the most accurate outcome, it was the part of the game. And George Washington himself played liar's dice, and that was one of his favorite games. So it's been around forever and ever and ever, the drinking game. Moving on to more recent times, the game of Flip Cup. You know, the game of Flip Cup, it's been around since the 1950s. That's when it became popular in America. Flip Cup was, in the 1950s became popular in America. And Flip Cup is still played today. And beer pong. Who hasn't played beer pong? Beer pong has been popular in the United States in the 70s. That's when beer pong became popular here in the old US of A. Yeah, beer pong. Who still plays beer pong? Let's see the comments come in, and who's still playing beer pong today? Because beer pong's a fun game, and we're gonna go into more. We're going to go into more games and popularities of the games. And we're going to do the top 10 drinking games of all times. And we're going to do the most popular drinking games in the U.S. from last year. So that's coming up in just a little bit. Now, playing drinking games, there's different types of drinking games. And I'm going to go over the different types of drinking games with you. One is the endurance type of drinking game. That's when you can outdrink your partner in an epic match of taking shots. I mean, that's the endurance game. The last person standing is the winner. We've all played those games. I can remember a few nights, or maybe can't remember a few nights of playing drinking games of endurance. So, yeah. So we all love our endurance games. Some of the most popular endurance game is A Boot of Beer, Yard of Ale, and the almighty keg stand. That brings you back to the college days, doesn't it? Doing keg stands with your friends and family and watching, well, maybe not your family, but definitely your friends, and you're all getting rocked doing keg stands. And then they have, who goes with the endurance game is the tolerance game. So the tolerance game is what player can last the longest, almost like an endurance game. And a popular tolerance game is Power Hour. Power Hour was a game that was created to see who could last the longest drinking. So if you've played any of those games, let me hear your insights on these games. Okay. Then we have our almighty speed games. Who's the fastest in the world to get these drinks down? And they were played in pubs, and they were popular in colleges and everything else. Drinking for speed. Who's the fastest? Drinking games for speed. Whoever can down it the fastest is Edward 40 Hands. That's one of them. Edward 40 Hands would duct tape 2 40s to your hands, and who could finish them the first? One. Boat races. Boat races were a popular speed game. Beer bonging, another popular speed game. Shotgunning. Who could shotgun this can of beer? And that's still popular today, is the shotgun. And Flippy Cup. So Flip Cup is still a popular speed-based drinking game. So, I mean, they've been around forever. They haven't changed much, and that's the way it goes. Now, did you know they've also had beer races? Yes, which is like athletic races, like 5Ks and 4Ks and stuff like that. So, and 10Ks. including the beer mile, which includes of a mile run, and you drank a can of beer before each lap. So it kind of reminds me of Revenge of the Nerds, you know, when they were on the tricycles driving around the track and doing shots of beer. Well, that's an athletic drinking game. So yeah, the beer mile. I'm not going to run it personally. If you want to, go right ahead. Man, drinking games. They're so much fun. They bring back lots of memories. Now, another popular type of game, and these are all types of drinking games that are out there, it's the skill game. The skill game. Who has the right skill? Skill games are beer pong, taking accuracy into account. Who can get that ping pong ball in that cup? That's a skill game. Quarters. Who hasn't played quarters? You got to bounce the quarter into the shot glass. Drink up, bitches. Yeah. Quarters. Baseball, horseshoes, pong, beer darts. Those are all games of skill. It requires you to have a certain type of skill or accuracy to play the game. Also, thinking games. Yes, thinking is another type of drinking game. Another, you have to think to get it right. They have the power of observation, recollection, articulation. Thinking games, beer checkers. Okay. Buffalo is another popular thinking game. Bullshit. Tourette's. Never Have I Ever. Fuzzy Duck. And even Trivial Pursuit can be a drinking game. So if you haven't had your little piece of the pie, you're taking a drink. I would be drunk in the first 10 minutes of Trivial Pursuit because we don't know that kind of stuff. So it's fun to play those types of games. And then one of the better games that most people play in their house, besides, other stuff, is card and dice games. So it involves playing cards like President, King's Cup, Liar's Poker, Pyramid, Ring of Fire, Ride the Bus, or Black and Red. Those are all types of card drinking games. And then the dice games, they go on to beer dice, Dudo, Canito, Liar's Dice, Mexico, Ship, Captain, and Crew, Three-Man, Triple Snakes. Those are all dice games that are involved in drinking. Going on, I mean, who hasn't played Asshole as a card game? I have. I don't know, it might not have been popular where you were, but it was pretty popular back when I was coming of age. We used to play Asshole all the time, or President. President was a good card game to play. Liar's Dice. I've played Liar's Dice, even though it was popular on the movies, and you've seen them on the movies. Speaking of movies, movie drinking games are even a type of drinking game where you can watch a certain movie, and every time they say a certain phrase, drink up. Yeah. So we've all done that. Even Rocky Horror Picture Show was a popular drinking game, movie, cult style. Wherever they would do certain things, it's time to take a shot. So there's been all sorts of different types of drinking games out there. Send me a comment. What was your favorite type of drinking game and why? Because we all have played them. We all have loved them. We all maybe can't remember the nights we were playing drinking games because it just happens. You get together with your friends and you start playing drinking games and what did I do last night? Oh, I can't remember. Who hasn't been there? I've been there several times, and I'm sure you all have too. So anyway, going on with drinking games, they've been around for centuries. There's different types. There's different ways to play them. There's different rules. And we're going to go into some of the newer and most popular drinking games in just a second, guys. We're going to take a quick 2-second break, and we will be right back with you. We'll be right back. We're just reloading the cannons and filling our rum. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. Guys, don't forget to go over to shipnut.net and get everything you've ever wanted. Go over to shipnut.net. Right here, we have podcasts, we have blogs, we have cocktail recipes, Amazon store, everything you need right here. It's a one-stop shop. Don't forget to click on that CW Spirits link. Get your favorite spirits delivered to your door. Also, don't forget, check out the merch shop. You can get all your favorite Shipnut merch right there at the merch shop. So check out shipnut.net. Guys, help me out. Go to shipnut.net, guys. Cheers. All right, we just had to take a quick break. We had to pay the bills, as we say. So I know you're all thinking, what is the most popular drinking games of all time? We're going to go to the most popular drinking games of all time right here, guys. Let's see. The most popular drinking game right here is number 10. Then these are the top 10 most popular drinking games. Is Power Hour, where it is 60 shots of beer, 6 to 7 beers, and drank all over the course of an hour. Man, that'll get you messed up, right? Number 9, Civil War. Now, I've never played Civil War myself, but it looks kind of like beer pong, and maybe it's a little, cumbersome. Chandeliers is number 8, drinking game. It can involve some heavy drinking. Not for the lightweights, it says. Number 7 is Fuck the Dealer. Fuck the Dealer is a card drinking game. I think I've heard of it, but I've never played it myself. So I've never played Fuck the Dealer. Quarters is an old school game right there where you bounce the quarter into the shot glass and take a shot. So Quarters is also a good one. Chandeliers, Ball and Cup. That's another drinking game. It's just chandeliers, and then you add a ball and a cup. Corners kind of looks like beer pong. It's a version of beer pong. So Corners is a number 4 most popular drinking game. Flip Cup. Everybody knows how to play Flip Cup. It's the racing game. Who can drink it the fastest in Flip Cup? King's Cup is a number 2 game. So it's a card and a speed game all in one. And then number 1 most popular drinking game of all times is beer pong. Yes, beer pong is the most popular drinking game greatest drinking game of all time. And everybody plays beer pong. If you haven't played beer pong, you are living under a rock. That's what I think anyway. Beer pong is one of the best games out there, and it's very popular. I've seen them play beer pong on a cruise ship. I've seen them play beer pong everywhere. They have beer pong tables, beer pong Olympics, beer pong, everything is beer pong. So beer pong is a great game. If you haven't played it, look it up. And you can look up any of these games online, or you can just play this video back, and it'll be on my Facebook and YouTube for a while. So you can play this video back and check it out. So now, in the old US of A, what is the most popular drinking game by state? So I'm going to give you the most popular drinking games by state in 2022. Here we go. We are at Solitaire Bliss, and we are going to go to the most popular drinking game by state. And I'm not going to go through every state. You guys can read it right here. I'm just going to pick out a few. Louisiana is beer dice. Florida is a bocce. Okay, bocce's a drinking game. Well, all right. I'm all right with that. Let's see. Texas is drunk Texas is drunk Jenga. Can you believe that? So good on you, Texas, for playing drunk Jenga. Hawaii is Portuguese horseshoes. Oh man, they got some good ones here. North Dakota beer darts. Yes, beer darts is in North Dakota. Kentucky is the old cornhole. Oh man, Massachusetts is a true American. I've never heard of that one. If you heard of that one, let me know. I've never heard of true American drinking games. Like I said, there's so many drinking games out there. You can make anything into a drinking game. And these are classics. This doesn't even include all the drinking card games out there and everything else that's on the market for drinking games. So I'm just going through what we have as classic drinking games and a little bit of history of the old ancient drinking games. I bet you would never thought that drinking games are ancient. So we have the most popular drinking games by city. Alrighty, New York, you are at beer pong. According to this website, New York is beer pong. St. Louis is, guess what? King's Cup in St. Louis. Tampa, Florida, Flippy Cup in Tampa. Gotta love the old Flip Cup. Hartford, Connecticut is the Dizzy Bat. Oh, yeah, do some shots, put your head around a bat, run around in circles. Yes, the Dizzy Bat. I remember that one. Man, Denver plays Beersby, so I'm assuming that involves a frisbee and beer. Washington, D.C. is beer darts. San Diego is King's Cup. And Raleigh, North Carolina is the old Flippy Cup in Raleigh, North Carolina. Man, what are you guys doing? So, I bet you're wondering, in the old US of A as of 2022, what is the most popular game in the USA? Guess what? Here you go. King's Cup is number 1 in the USA, followed by beer pong, bocce, beer dice, can jam, drunk Jenga, cornhole, Beersby, true American, and beer darts. There you have it, folks. Those are your top 10 drinking games in the old US of A as of 2022. I looked for 2023. It has not populated yet, so they are not out there. And that's what it is. So King's Cup, the greatest drinking game in the USA last year. Beer pong comes in number 2. So everybody better step up their beer pong game. We got to get beer pong on number 1 because we definitely have to. I would have thought cornhole would have been a little bit higher on the top 10 than number 7, to tell you the truth, because cornhole has become very, very popular, and you drink while you're playing cornhole. It's one of the, you go to any bar here and everyone has cornhole set up. So I would think that would be a popular game also, would be cornhole. I thought it'd be more than number 7. And Can Jam, I've played Can Jam at the beach. I have it here. It's a fun game. And yeah, but I think cornhole is better than Can Jam. That's in my own opinion. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section on what your favorite drinking game is. Now, drinking games are all fun and everything else, but I have to go over what are the dangers of drinking games. So there are a lot of dangers, I mean, with alcohol and everything else. So we're going to go over the dangers of our drinking games. And then we're going to go over some health benefits of our drinking games. So we'll be right back, guys, and we'll go over all those in just a second. We'll be right back. We're just reloading the cannons and filling our rum. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. Alrighty, now we're going to go over our dangers of the drinking games. I just had to take a quick break. I had to get a little sip of my drink right here, so getting a little parched talking for all this long. But it's all fun. So let's go. Drinking games, they're played at social events, they're played at restaurants, well, not restaurants, they're played at bars and pubs, they're played in colleges, they're played almost everywhere. But there is a risk to the drinking games, okay? There's a lot of risks. I'm going to go over the five risks of playing these drinking games, and then we're going to go over some other fun stuff after that. So, danger number one. Danger, Will Robinson, of drinking games. It's a form of binge drinking. Yeah, well, no shit. Who doesn't know that? Drinking games is a form of binge drinking. So I can see that as a danger. Okay. Danger number two is alcohol poisoning. Always a risk when you're doing these longevity games, or the games that the tolerance games and who can drink the last one standing. Yeah, I can see alcohol poisoning coming into play with those. So be careful when you're playing these drinking games. Danger number three is developing alcohol use disorder over time. So you become an alcoholic playing drinking games all the time. I can see that in certain situations, that people that don't have their self-control in check. So yeah, I could see some people going down that road of alcoholism. And now let's go to danger number 4 is, drumroll please, the negative consequences of being drunk. Oh, the negative consequences of being drunk. So that goes to alcohol poisoning, blackouts, central nervous system disease. Okay. Death from drunk driving, which, yes, absolutely. Listen, if there is no excuse to drunk drive this day and age with Uber, with Lyft, call a taxi. AAA does their on every holiday where they'll tow your car to your destination and give you a ride home if you're drunk. So, yeah, I have no sympathy for drunk drivers. And usually the drunk drivers aren't the ones that get injured in a crash. So there's no need to drunk drive in this day and age. None whatsoever. Call an Uber, call a Lyft. I mean, even if it's $30, it's better for you to call an Uber or a Lyft than it is for you to drunk drive. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. All right. Liver disease is also a negative consequence of being drunk. Physical injuries. Yeah, you're getting a scruff from you get your beer balls on and you want to go fight the ugliest person in the room. Yeah, that's a negative impact of being drunk. Well, it sure is. One that I wish would never happen would be a sexual assault. Listen, nope. STDs, gotta watch out for the herp. If you're drinking, guys, gals, pay attention to who you're going home with. Just saying. An unplanned pregnancy is a exposure to negative consequences of being drunk. Plan B, guys, plan B. Oh man, these people take stuff to extremes, don't they? Oh, and then the long-term risks of alcohol abuse is also a negative impact of and a danger of the drinking disease, where you can get all sorts of high blood pressure, alcohol hepatitis, arrhythmia, all these medical stuff that you can get from consuming alcohol. Oh God, I don't know. But now let's go with the health benefits of playing drinking games. Not consuming alcohol, just playing the old drinking game. The health benefits of it all. The biggest health benefit is the social interaction. So when you're playing these drinking games with your family, your friends, you guys are playing in groups, you're building relationships, you're meeting new people sometimes. It's the fun, it's the camaraderie, it's the getting together and let's play flip cup, let's play quarters, let's have a few drinks, have a great time. And that's what the drinking game is about, is to sit back relax with your friends, family, have a great time, play a fun game, have a good night. Okay? So the social interaction of drinking games is by far one of the health benefits, because it all helps with your psyche, your mental. Stress relief. Stress relief is a big benefit of playing drinking games. It encouraged laughter. Socializing is a stress reliever. You let loose, you have fun. That's part of playing these drinking games, and it's why people do it, because they want to let loose, they want to have fun, and they want to, just enjoy themselves with their family and friends, socialize, let the stresses of the day melt away while I'm throwing this ball in the cup and making your ass drink. So that's part of it. So it's fun to do that. Mentally, enhanced cognitive functioning is another benefit of playing the old drinking game. Mental challenges, strategic thinking quickly, making decisions under pressure, improve your problem-solving skills, and decision-making abilities, all from playing drinking games. You can do it all right there while you're playing Flip Cup. I got to get this fast. How am I going to do this? How am I going to strategize drunk Jenga? How am I going to make this team go faster? How am I going to motivate this team? You're thinking, you're making decisions as you're playing these games. Your communication skills will heighten from playing drinking games, especially people that are shy or they have a social anxiety, because you're meeting new people, you're talking, you're interacting, you're having a bit of fun. The alcohol's working, you're getting a little looser, you're opening up a little bit more to the people that are around you. So I can see how that improves your communication skills. You're talking to people and you're having a good time. It increases your confidence. Yes, sometimes it increases your confidence. If you're winning that game, whoo, you're on top of the world, baby. I just kicked your ass in quarters. Yeah, that's right. So it does give you that confidence booster when you win the game, when you have, people there and you're winning that game. And a great bonding experience. It really is. It's a bonding experience with your friends, your family. It helps you connect on a deeper level, strengthening your relationship with those folks that you're playing with. Many friendships have come about playing drinking games. It's one of those things where people enjoy getting together. Put your phone down. Let's play a drinking game. Yep. We're going to play a mad game of asshole right now. And that's what we're going to do. And we're going to have a good time. We're going to conversate, We're going to bust each other's balls. We're going to do whatever we got to do and enjoy playing these drinking games with one another. It's a fun time to get together with your friends, family, people you don't know. Get to know people, get to learn people. Play a few drinking games. Watch out, there are some dangers and don't overconsume the drinking games, but I don't see a problem with going out, letting loose for a night and having a great time with newfound friends or your family members that you haven't seen in a while, or family members you see all the time, and you're playing a fun drinking game. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Oh, man. So we've covered history. They've been around. Drinking games have been around for centuries and centuries old drinking games. We've covered the top drinking games in the country, the types of drinking games, the dangers of the drinking games, and the health benefits of the drinking games, all right here on Tiki Talk, the podcast. Oh, man, what a fun episode, guys. I love the drinking games. It's kind of a short and sweet episode this time, but we've covered a lot of great materials. You guys can go check all this out at shipnut.net. You can replay the podcast there. You can find this podcast on anywhere where you find your podcasts. Guys, thank you. Do me a favor. Give this a thumbs up, a like, a share, a comment. We'll go a long way, guys. All right, guys. Until next time, it's Tiki Talk, the podcast. My name's Kevin. We're going to cover some more fun content next time. We got some special guests coming up soon, too. So I'll let you know. It's all be posted right there at shipnut.net. So go check it out. All right, guys. Until next time. Cheers. Thanks for watching Tiki Talk, the podcast. Remember to hit that subscribe, like, and share. Until next time.